is up guys, how's it doing? Today we're going to be doing here a Testhands video for the pure Hamon deck, but this time we'll be going second, so hopefully we see some different changes. But as we already know from the Testhands going first, this deck is definitely a deck that favors going first, meaning it wants to set up a bunch of boards that actually will negate or disrupt your opponents. A turn 2 deck is definitely not the most favorable option, however I'm gonna do some Testhands going second anyway, just to see what you guys might be able to do with these particular circumstances. So without further ado, let's just begin, but I would like to remind you guys to always give a like, share, subscribe, hit that bell notification. It definitely really helps with the channel. But let's not waste any more time and get on with these Testhands. So the deck's already shuffled up, so I'm just going to do basic shuffling here and we're just going to see what we get. Alright, so here's our opening hand, definitely very interesting. As you can see, 3 trap cards already tells us that this is definitely a first turn deck, but even so we should be able to pull off some kind of things here. So with that being said, let's see what we have. So easily I want to already go for the 1-for-1 and go for Blackluster Soldier, of course, to get rid of it, because there's no way we could pull it off. But you know what, if we can manage to do that, that would be great. However, I am going for the Dark Beckoning Beast. This will allow me to search for opening first. So let's take an opening. We're going to activate opening, allowing us to grab our Dark Beckoning, not Beckoning, sorry, where is Dark Summoning Beast? I'm going to look for Dark Summoning Beast because I kind of have an idea. So we're going to add Dark Summoning Beast first, and with Dark Summoning Beast we're not going to use the field effect, we're going to use the graveyard effect. So we're going to activate 1-for-1, get rid of our Dark Summoning Beast, and this will allow us to obviously summon out our Chaos Summoning Beast onto the field. Now we're going to use the Dark Summoning Beast to banish it, and this will allow us to then add a Sacred Beast. So let's go for Hamon, because it is obviously the main theme of the deck anyway, or the main focus. So we'll bring out Hamon into the hand, and as we see here we have Chaos Summoning Beast, so we're going to get rid of it to the graveyard and summon out our Chaos, or Hamon in this particular circumstance. So from that we're going to banish off the Chaos Summoning Beast and search for Fallen Paradise. Let's see, where are you? I think we're only, yeah, there we go. Alright, so now we're going to use Fallen Paradise's effect, drawing 2 cards. We have Dark Summoning Beast and we have another Dark Beckoning Beast. Fantastic. That allows us to kind of prepare for the next turn, so it's not necessarily the worst thing. However, as we can see here, we definitely have quite a few setbacks, not being able to do some stuff. So what do you actually want to do here? Well, we could leave it at that and then just have Hamon be the main attacker here for 4k, inflicting 1000 damage as well. And keep in mind, you're already being protected by Fallen Paradise anyway, and in the end phase, or at least the main phase 2, you could then just set all of these cards here, giving you 3 negates technically, so that's really powerful. And of course you have the following turn to go for opening, we have the following turn to go for Dark Beckoning Beast, and we also have here the Dark Summoning Beast as well. And if they get rid of Hamon in some sort of way, we just field the graveyard with a light target, giving us a Blackluster Soldier to go for a huge attack on the following turn. So you could see that it's quite powerful. However, there is a slight way we could extend with this board here, and I'll just show you that right now. So what we could do is, we'll still set these as normal because they're trap cards anyway, it's not like we could do anything. However, what we could do is we could link these two, and by linking these two you're removing the Dark Beckoning Beast from the field, because it's the vulnerability here. It has 0 attack and it's just not good to leave it out in the open. So I'm going to link these two away, and this will essentially allow us to go into a link monster obviously. So in this case, let me just set that there. We have several link 2s, so we do have a Verte Anaconda, but we also have Pentastag and Phoenix, so go for whatever you want. I'm going for the Pentastag, and then from there you simply banish off these two, and you could go for your Blackluster Soldier. Of course, there are alternative options as well. For example, you could actually just go for Opening of the Spirit Gates. You could discard, hold on, let me just try and discard it here. Discard the Dark Summoning Beast, and then you summon out the Dark Summoning Beast again, and that would be okay, you know. But you could banish off these two here, which is the ones we don't need, and from that we bring up Blackluster Soldier. It has piercing damage and it could do 2 attacks as well, so with the Pentastag it's quite actually amazing seeing that we have that. So you could definitely deal quite a bit of damage and then have at least 2 negates with the 2 Solemn Strike. So that is an alternative to the same opening hand, or rather it's an extension to go for something slightly different. But I'll just leave that as a decision for you guys to actually make when the circumstances come up. Alright, so again, slightly different hand, but still something that is more suited towards going first. So as you can see, this deck definitely favors going first. However, what I do like is, even though we're going second, the Ash Blossom is actually a great card to disrupt your opponent before your turn even starts. So you could actually just assume that you already kind of disrupted your opponents in some sort of sense with the Ash. So in this case, you would actually be starting off with these cards over here. So firstly, you're going to normal summon out the Dark Beckoning Beast, add your Opening of the Spirit Gates. We're going to activate the Opening of the Spirit Gates, and well, you can actually see right here we have a Chaos Core. So we're going to add the Chaos Core to our hand, and from that what we're going to do is we're going to go for a second normal summon and bring out the Chaos Summoning Beast. Now unfortunately I don't actually have anything else here, so we're just going to link this away, and this will allow us to go for our Mirage. From that we're going to use the Opening of the Spirit Gates, discard the Chaos Core, special summon it back out, use our Mirage, sorry about that, I got a bit of space issues there. Use our Mirage to target Chaos Core, and then Chaos Core will activate its effect, sending one of each Sacred Beast from your deck to the graveyard. So where is it? We're going to send here one Hamon, one Uriah, and look at that, all of them are just stacked together in one Raviel. That is fantastic. And then they're all going to the graveyard, of course. We link away the Dark Beckoning Beast and the Almirage. I'll probably just go for the Chaos Core in defense, but to save space, we're just putting it in attack. And from that, we're going to go for our Verte Anaconda. Take our Verte Anaconda, of course, and then we're just going to use the... where is it? Where are you? Where are you? I have it in the deck here. Our only copy. And of course we banish off our 3 Sacred Beasts that we have in the graveyard, and we simply just go for what we actually want to. In this case we go for an Almirage. Absolutely fantastic. You have Chaos Core here as well, and you have the Anaconda, and you could just link that away going for Pentastag. So essentially what you have is a 10k beat stick that has piercing damage from the Pentastag. That's game over, it's guaranteed win. You could even just activate the Fallen Paradise, protecting Armor Tile. Of course, let's humour things a bit and let's shuffle a deck and draw off Fallen Paradise. Alright, so now let's draw 2 cards, 1 and 2. So again, we have more cards to prepare for the next turn. We have Dark Beckoning Beast, Summoning Beast, and Chaos Summoning Beast. All of them fantastic. We could even then just set the skill drain just in case as well. Everything is looking really good because you have a contingency plan, or at least cards to follow up on the next turn. You have an OTK potential, and you have some follow-up supporter cards as well to just play off. Now this particular test hand here is definitely fantastic because of the fact that it reaffirms my decision, or at least it proves me right, that playing at least 1 copy of each Sacred Beast is definitely a great utility and adds a little bit of flexibility, because if I didn't even play the Uriah or the Raviel or the Chaos Core, I wouldn't be able to pull this combo off. Because thing is this, if your opponent can figure out that this deck favors the first turn, they're never going to choose to go well, they're never going to choose to let you go first. They would want to go first, and then you would have to go second. So being stuck with second, you want to have some kind of plan available, and to have this to fall into is definitely fantastic. So either way, it's looking good for any situation here, which is definitely really pleasing. Alright, definitely very different here, as you could see with this particular hand, but I think we could definitely pull off something. It's really nice. We didn't pull, or didn't actually open up with a Dark Beckoning Beast or an opening of the Spirit Gates. That's okay, you know, it's no big deal there. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to start off with a 1-for-1, allowing us to ditch off our Chaos Summoning Beast to summon out our second copy of Chaos Summoning Beast. We may as well do that because firstly it removes any kind of normal summons, so in case we need it later on we could always just do it. Because we're going to banish off the Chaos Summoning Beast, now deck thinning, even though we have already have one on the field, we're either forcing our opponents to negate our search, or we're just going for an extra search anyway if they have something to negate it when we play this down. So that's definitely an option there, but we're going to tribute off this one and obviously summon out the Hamon from our hand. And as you can see here, we have a Cerulean Skyfire, so we could activate that, giving us a negate already and protection. We have these two, which won't do much in the hand, but what we could do now is go for Fallen Paradise. So let's shuffle up our deck. And now let's draw 2 cards off Fallen Paradise, so 1 and 2. We have a Dark Beckoning Beast, fantastic. That's pretty much what we wanted, and we are lucky as well because we used 1-for-1, so we haven't done a normal summon, so we're just going for the Dark Beckoning Beast, allowing us to search for opening of the Spirit Gates. So where is it? Over here. We're going to activate opening of the Spirit Gates. This will allow us to then search for something. Now there is a few options you could actually go for in terms of searching. You could go for example, the Dark Summoning Beast here, which is definitely an option, or you could go for a few others. I'm actually going to go for the Dark Summoning Beast, and you'll see why later. So with Dark Summoning Beast in the hand, you might be thinking, oh, you could go into a lure right away, but that would be wasteful. Instead, go for opening of the Spirit Gates and ditch off the Dark Summoning Beast to the grave, summon out the Chaos Summoning Beast, and banish off your Dark Summoning Beast, allowing you to search for one of your Sacred Beasts. In this case, we're going to add Raviel. So let's see, where are you? Over here. And now I'm going to shuffle my deck once more. Alright, so in this particular circumstance, we have over here this, so we can activate the Allure of Darkness, and we're going to draw 2 cards, 1 and 2. So we have your Dark Beckoning Beast and we have Raviel. Now the nice thing is this, we do have, if we get rid of the Raviel, we have Dark Beckoning Beast to follow up on our next turn, which is fantastic of course. However, if we get rid of our only Raviel, we kill off this card in the hand, and this won't be viable anymore. So if you want to keep the variety of it, or at least the viability that is, then you want to keep the Raviel, get rid of the Dark Beckoning Beast instead. It's a hard call because both cards are definitely quite useful in the deck, but even so, I wanted to actually keep this viable because we know it's an option anyway. But this is what we have on the field, so we're definitely going to link these two away, and this will allow us to go for whatever we actually need to in this particular circumstance. And I'm just going to go for the Pentastag like normal. Of course you could play, I think it was Underclock Taker. Underclock Taker would also work with Hamon, making it really amazing of course, but you still have the negate as always, and you have plenty of cards to follow up on the next turn. So not the best one, but definitely still a viable option. And you could see that this deck definitely does suffer to some degree when it comes to going second. It does prefer going first, of course. However, even if it's going second here, you could see that Hamon is still a very powerful card with the Pentastag. So don't just go assuming that this is nothing. We have plenty of resources to work with anyway. So let me know what your thoughts are. Tell me what you would actually do in these situations. But with that being said, I do hope that you guys enjoyed this, and I thank you all for actually joining me today. I hope you all have a fantastic day. I'll see you all next time.